My familiarity with Terry Gilliam began when I was young. I had seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Time Bandits multiple times, but had not seen anything else by 1995. And when I wandered into the theater to see his newest film, 12 Monkeys, I didn't realize I would be witnessing something that would captivate me and what I today think might be one of the best time travel films ever made. I've always loved time travel movies. 12 Monkeys is a film that really challenged me in good ways to think and consider things like fate and free will, and if it is even possible to alter the past to change the future. These are all heady concepts that many people have considered or wrestled with at some point in their life. 12 Monkeys is inspired from a French short film, and in this feature-length version, we see a world of the future ravaged by a pandemic that has killed 5 billion people and forced the survivors underground. To try and figure out what happened and perhaps make a cure, a group of scientists recruit Bruce Willis's character, James Cole, to go back in time and investigate. Nothing goes as planned, and Cole is bounced around through a few different time periods, including World War I, and even stays in a mental hospital. The movie builds to a moving climax as Cole unravels mysteries about himself and reality. On my rewatch this week, I was stunned by a couple of things. First, Brad Pitt's really good. He is pretty captivating in the film, especially in the mental hospital. It is no wonder that he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards. But what really stood out to me was Bruce Willis. This is a really strong performance. And he works well with Madeline Stowe, who I think I had a crush on for decades. Together, they are so good. In one sequence, Willis's Cole hears the radio, which he hasn't heard in some time, and becomes emotional in a positive sense, while Stowe's character, Dr. Catherine Rayleigh, who has been kidnapped by Cole, also cries, but it's out of fear. It's a striking scene and really stuck with me at how good both performers are in the sequence. The filmmaking techniques are really good too, especially whenever Cole is struggling with his sanity. Gilliam and his cinematographer Roger Pratt, they create several sequences that are memorable. From the futuristic underground with its origin yellow light to the mental hospital that exists in these canted angles, or using the Dutch tilt, making the viewer feel like they are losing it too. It is all impressive stuff, and I was forever entertained by the visual work done throughout 12 Monkeys. When you watch the movie, you ask yourself, what is this even about? Like, what is the movie saying? And I think in some ways it guides us to an understanding or to attempt to understand the complexities of what's called the Cassandra syndrome. It's a concept of someone knowing a doomsday outcome is coming, but no one believes you and there's nothing you can do. Some people feel they are experiencing Cassandra syndrome today as they are sounding a warning bell about the destructive and corrupt direction of the United States, but there's nothing to do about it. No one listens. Also, there's a strong sense throughout the film that we are not in control, that no matter what, we are on a course that cannot be altered. I do think that Cole has some agency and is, in an odd way, able to potentially be a sacrificial figure that brings about a good change by making that phone call and leaving the message at the end. There is much to unpack with 12 Monkeys. It's a film that many seem to have forgotten about, but I think that is a mistake. 12 Monkeys is a film that trusts the audience to make the mental leaps and do the intellectual work to invest in a story that can bring about a great deal of introspection. The film doesn't tell you what to do. It just offers many ideas to consider. Art can be at its best when it moves an audience to do that. And sadly, there's not as many films that seem to be doing that today. I don't know. What do you think? Is 12 Monkeys one of the best time travel movies ever made? What else would you add to a list like that? Comment below, and as always, thanks for watching and living in the past with me.